I broke up with a narcissist.
We were only together for 4 or 5 months, but in that short time, he managed to shatter my trust in a way I didn't think was possible. I found out he had been cheating on me, not with one, but with 2 different women. And the part that makes it worse, he slept with them unprotected. Then he slept with me without telling me a thing. I can't even describe the anger and betrayal I felt when I learned the truth. I had suspected things weren't quite right for a while, but when you're with someone who's manipulative, who knows how to twist the truth? It's easy to doubt yourself. Every time I confronted him about something that didn't sit well with me, he'd find a way to flip it back on me. Somehow, in his twisted logic, it was my fault that he was lying. It was my fault he was being distant. He would gaslight me, make me question my own reality, and place all the blame on my shoulders. Typical Darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. He was a master at it, and I was trapped in that cycle until I finally found out the truth. When I discovered he had been sleeping around behind my back, putting my health at risk, that was the last straw. I broke it off immediately. Now I'm waiting for the results of my STI tests, trying not to think about how reckless he was with my body and my trust. The thought of it makes my stomach turn.
And here's the kicker.
Before everything blew up, we had gone on a trip together about 2 months ago. At the time, it seemed easier to just put everything on his card and settle up later. I never imagined that later would involve him cheating on me and tearing my heart to pieces. Now he's finally sent me the invoice for what I supposedly owe him for the trip. It's a decent chunk of money. And under normal circumstances,
I would have just paid him back without a second thought.
but these aren't normal circumstances.
How can I even think about paying him back after what he did?
A part of me feels like he doesn't deserve a single cent. Why should?
I reward him for treating me like garbage? He lied to me.
He cheated on me with multiple women, risked my health.
And then had the nerve to ask for money. The audacity is unreal. Honestly, I kind of just want to ghost him.
Let him wonder where the money is.
Let him deal with the consequences of his actions. Maybe it'll teach him a lesson about how you can't treat people like this.
And expect them to just roll over and comply. Maybe, just maybe, he'll think twice before doing the same thing to someone else. But then there's this other part of me that keeps nagging at me,
telling me that I should do the right thing.
I've always prided myself on being a good person,
on handling things with integrity, even when it's hard, even when people don't deserve it. I'm torn. I feel like I'm justified in not paying him back. After all, he's put me through emotional hell.
And on top of that, there's the very real risk he's exposed me to a serious health issue. It's hard to even think straight when I'm this hurt and angry.
I feel like I should be able to stand my ground.
To refuse to pay him back and walk away knowing that I'm not obligated to do anything for someone who treated me so horribly. But at the same time, I don't want to become someone I'm not. I don't want to let his actions change the core of who I am. I've been replaying everything over and over in my mind, trying to figure out what the right thing to do is.
It's such a mess.
On one hand,
I don't want to feel like I'm letting him off the hook by ghosting him or not paying him back.
I know that if I do that, part of me might feel guilty later on.
Even though I have every reason not to.
I keep thinking, what if the roles were reversed? Would I expect him to pay me back if I had done the same thing? But then again,
I would never cheat, lie,
and put someone's health at risk like he did. So it's hard to make that comparison. What really stings is the fact that paying him back feels like I'm acknowledging that everything's okay, that things are business as usual, when they're clearly not.
How can I pretend that it's just about the money when he's hurt me so deeply? It feels like paying him would almost invalidate
all the pain and anger I'm feeling right now. It's like he's just moving on with his life, expecting things to go back to normal, while I'm stuck here dealing with the emotional wreckage. I guess what I'm really struggling with is whether or not holding on to my moral high ground is worth the emotional cost. Will I feel better if I do the right thing?
Even if it means paying back someone who doesn't deserve my respect or my money?
Or will I feel empowered by standing my ground, refusing to pay him and cutting him off completely? I keep going back and forth and I just don't know.
I want to move on from this.
I want to heal, to put this toxic relationship behind me, and I have to think about him again. but I can't seem to shake the anger, the betrayal, the sadness.
It's all consuming right now. Every time I think I've made a decision, I start doubting myself again. I hate that he still has this hold on me, even after everything that's happened. I hate that he's still taking up space in my mind, and I hate that I'm even having to wrestle with this decision.
It's not fair.
None of this is fair. He should be the one who's left picking up the pieces, not me.
In the end, I just want to feel like I'm making the right choice for myself. Whether that means paying him back or not, I want to walk away from this with my head held high, knowing that I handled it in a way that aligns with my values. But right now, all I can do is sit with these feelings and hope that, in time, I'll find the clarity I need to move forward.
I shall see you. Here,